Epstein.
You will hear more from the Treasurer about debt and about the state's priorities after 9. Here, though, something totally different. Here is how, in America, the NBC network reported the breaking news about Joe Biden a short time ago.
The diagnosis, which was made on Friday, is a more aggressive form of prostate cancer, which has already spread to his bones.
That doesn't sound good. There's not heaps more detail. There is a public statement out there, though, just to give us all some perspective on what is a common condition. Professor Michael Hofman joins us, nuclear medicine specialist at the Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre. Good morning.
With you.
Professor, from what you have seen, there's a bit about the precise diagnosis. What would you think about that diagnosis, and what questions would you have?
Yeah, so there is some word from Mr. Biden's office. He has told us, or the office has told us, that he has what's called a grade group 5 prostate cancer that has spread to the bones. So this is a more aggressive type of prostate cancer. That scoring system sort of goes from 1 to 5, and grade group 1 are the type of prostate cancers that you live with and you die from something else, whereas the grade group 5 prostate cancers are a more aggressive type, and they've told us that it's spread to bone. So this is a very serious diagnosis. However, there are various forms of treatment. So we wish him all the best. And, you know, this is particularly close to heart for all of us here at Peter Mac, because back in 2016, Mr. Biden, when he was Vice President, actually visited Peter Mac in Melbourne to launch the US Cancer Moonshot initiative. So it's really close to heart. So we wish him and his family all the very best.
Yeah, I want to come back to that because I think there may well be research still going on that is funded by the beginning, that has been funded ever since that program was announced. But just on his diagnosis, Professor, so I got with the 5 number. I thought, oh, that sounds serious. How common is that sort of diagnosis?
Yeah, so this type of more aggressive prostate cancer is not the most common type. This means he has had a biopsy. A pathologist looked at it very carefully, and that grade group 5, you know, is a non-curable type, and it means it already has spread, and he will need likely some form of treatment. And the usual form of treatment that's given would be a hormone treatment to try to block the testosterone that prevents the prostate cancer growing.
Is that usually an effective treatment?
It can be a very effective treatment. You know, we can't talk to his case specifically, but it can be a very effective treatment, but it does come with side effects. And there's, you know, been a lot of progress in the last 15 to 20 years. We now have probably 4 or 5 lines of treatment for this particular type of prostate cancer. So that's, you know, good, but by the same token, it's not curable, and it is a very serious diagnosis, and in some people it can, you know, cause problems very quickly.
How many people would receive that sort of diagnosis each year in Australia with that level and that sort of treatment?
Oh, I can't give you a number off the top of my head, but it would be, you know, many hundreds of people,
right?
But not sort of many thousands. Yeah.
And every time we talk about these stories, any well-known person getting any sort of cancer diagnosis, I think a lot of people go, do I need to get checked? So if you're listening to this and you are concerned in any way, Professor, what would your advice be to people?
Look, I think men should be going to their GPs, to their family doctors, to get checked for prostate cancer. And the usual test that's done nowadays is a blood test called a PSA. And if that's elevated, that can be a marker. You know, that's typically recommended for men older than 50 to go to your doctor and get a checkup. The guidelines for PSA screening are currently being reviewed by the Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia, and there's going to be a sort of paper on that sometime this year. And we're even hoping that maybe we'll get some more national screening, a bit like women in breast cancer have for prostate cancer, so that we can prevent this type of aggressive prostate cancer.
By national, you mean a sort of a free screening program beyond a certain age sort of thing?
Yeah, correct. It's something under consideration that you would have a blood test, you know, the PSA blood test, and have further tests if needed. If the blood test is normal, then you don't need anything else done. But the best way to, you know, prevent this aggressive form of prostate cancer is to catch it very early when it's in a curable form.
Thank you for your time. That's Professor Michael Hofman from the Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre, talking to him because of the significant prostate cancer diagnosis for Joe Biden. It's 9:05. The former West Coast